What happens if you lose? Do you get executed?
Okay. But his is really neat, like they're rebonded or something. Actually,
I'm not sure if your husband would approve.
On IG DM. What's your ideal type? It's fine. No judgment here. It just looks like you're watching a real life K-drama.
Get a grip, man.
Hello everyone, I'm Juliana and welcome to our bedroom. I'm just joking. Welcome to my very first video podcast, and here I have with me today is my husband, Bobby.
Me. Hello.
Okay, so for today's podcast, we're going to talk about something very steamy and hellish and hot. Can you already guess what we're talking about? You guys probably already know from the title, but can you guess what we're talking about?
Well, I'm guessing this thing in front of me.
I printed this for him.
Singles Inferno.
Yeah, there are pictures of all the Singles Inferno contestants. So, by the way, I do need to let you know that this is a spoiler-intensive video. So if you guys haven't seen this latest Netflix dating show, please click away right now. But if you have, join us. Let's talk about it. Let's all talk about it.
It's going to be lots of spoilers, especially me trying to pronounce these names.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
I'm already like tongue-tied, like looking at the names. Okay, we'll be fine. And yeah, just in case you guys need the recaps, you've seen it, right? So I won't say 9 contestants, and this show is about 12 really hot contestants trying to date each other on an island, on a really beautiful island, which I have no idea why they call it the hell. I think it's paradise. I think that island is the paradise. So the only job on the island is to date. So it's a little bit of Love Island, Survivor. You get the gist, yeah.
I haven't seen Survivor, but I'm guessing there's probably less Survivor and more Love Island.
Actually, from the trailer, I thought it was like a Survivor kind of I thought it would be like a Survivor kind of reality show. And from the trailer, I'm not sure if you guys saw the trailer, because okay, the thing is, I actually didn't really want to see the show. I saw the trailer, I was thinking, oh, it's just like Love Island or one of those kind of dating reality shows. But then what intrigued me was when all my friends started telling me, hey, you should watch it, and also they were telling me that it's the first time you see Korean, you see Korean hotties doing this, kind of really hot, steamy stuff. So I was like, oh wow, really? Sounds interesting then. Then I watched it. So in the end, I thought, not that it failed in terms of expectations, but it's very, very different. Felt more like high school romance. Like a lot of the relationships that they struck during while they were filming the show felt like high school musicals, kind of, that kind of vibe. Yeah.
I think the way... Because if you watch, I've never seen Love Island, but
I saw a little bit.
It doesn't have a good reputation. So Love Island, which I think started in the UK and now it's in a lot of countries, but it's always had a very trashy kind of reputation. Like people, they just start making out with each other immediately and all of that kind of stuff. So there's none of that in Singles Inferno.
Just a fun fact. I'm just going to digress a bit. Just a fun fact. A year ago, a company actually approached me and asked if I were interested to film a show like that. And I think they did reference Love Island, Circle, and Big Brother, and yeah, that kind of show. Then I was like, oh no. When I saw Love Island, I was like, oh no, I don't think it's suitable for me.
What the hell?
So yeah, someone actually
I'm not sure if your
approached
husband would
me
approve.
on IG DM. So apparently, these guys, they were also approached on Instagram via DM. They were actually cast on Instagram. So if you guys want to join a show like that, Singles Inferno,
What, they should pay
try
attention
your best
to those
make sure your feed always looks good.
You have to respond to the weird messages in your DMs.
Do you think it's scripted?
I don't think so. I think it looked pretty organic to me. It looked pretty natural. I don't think it was scripted. I imagine if it was scripted, it would have better dialogue. But yeah, I don't think it was scripted.
Yeah, I don't think it's scripted also. But I do think that it reminds me of Squid Game many times.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, the way they filmed the island the first time, and the announcements, every time the announcement comes on, it feels really scary. Like, you know, someone up there, the game master is about to change the game rules. It has that Squid Game kind of feel. If you guys haven't seen Squid Game, also click away right now.
Yeah, Squid Game wasn't that long ago. So seeing Squid Game and then you watch Singles Inferno, then you do.
I'm not sure how true this is. So before I did this podcast, I actually did a little bit of research, and I watched some other YouTubers' videos as well. They said that Squid Game was also filmed on this exact same island.
Oh, is it?
Or either that or the B-roll, you know, that panned out scene of the island is the same island. I was like, oh, yeah, that's interesting, right? I'm not sure how true that is.
Yeah, and also because all the way through the show, they keep saying, we want to get off this island.
Why?
Because you don't know what's happening. Like, what happens if you lose? Do you get executed? Like,
eaten by the wolves?
Yeah, no one actually says. It's like, why? You know, the worst that can happen is that you leave the island still single as you arrive, right? But the way they keep saying, like, we have to get off this island, we have to make sure we can leave, and we have to pair up, otherwise we can't leave. It's like, why? Are you going to be trapped there forever? And there's no prize money. Like, I think
I thought the
Love Island has like some big prize money for the winning
I thought
couple.
at the end of the day they will win like a few $1 million or something. There was nothing. They just walk away
in the end, they
the
just
love of your life.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's the love of your life. You walk away with someone, and worst case scenario, you don't. So yeah, it was interesting.
One thing I do notice, I mean, the similarities between Singles Inferno and Love Island is the contestants love to ask each other, what's your ideal type? That's always their opening question. What's your ideal type?
Yeah, I don't know. So
I think it's quite important, I guess. Like, it's a dating show.
I think it's a weird question.
Ideal type is quite important, you know.
I don't think so, because ultimately, I mean, from my real life, my vast real life experiences, I've ultimately realized that most people who end up happy tend to end up with people who are very different to what they thought would be their ideal type.
Yeah.
So what you want versus what you kind of need and what is good for you are usually two very different things. So a lot of my friends who are happily married, they ended up with people that we could have never imagined they would end up with. So
that's so true.
So asking someone, what's your ideal type? If anything, that just shows possibly, that they're a bit too narrow-minded, so you might not be willing to consider possibilities that are actually going to be much better for you.
Might hinder you instead from finding the one.
From finding the one, exactly. If you're not looking in the right place, you're closing your mind or eyes to certain possibilities. So
yeah. Okay, so second question. This one sounds a little shallow, but because since we both run Flow Physics Factory, a fitness and nutrition company, so I thought it would be fun to ask
Where's this going? Okay.
Who do you think has the best body?
Are we talking physique. So for both men and women?
Yeah. Okay, for the men first.
For the men, I think it's safe to say for the men it's gonna be, there's three contenders. It's gonna be between Kim Jun-sik, Kim Hyun-jung, or Cha Hyun-sung.
Oh my god, same here.
It's one of these three. Now, which one of these three?
I think
it's probably gonna be Kim. I would say Kim Hyun-jung then, probably.
Yeah, I think it's a tie. For me, I think it's a tie between Kim Hyun-jun and Kim Jun-sik. Actually, look at Kim Jun-sik. He looks really
he's
muscular
in good shape too. He's pretty buff. Yeah. Well, we have to put in a special mention for Jin-taek.
That's his favorite character.
Because that guy, when he came out onto the beach topless, you were like, "What's he wearing? He's wearing something. Why isn't he topless?" I was like, "He's not wearing anything. That's his unbelievable chest hair." And I have chest hair. But
his is really neat. Like they're rebonded or something.
This guy's another level. He looks like he's wearing
he straightened. I thought he straightened his hair or something. It looks really straight.
It looks like he's wearing a Batman logo on his chest. He has a natural Batman logo on his chest. And so it's pretty interesting. But yeah, I think ultimately the best physique is probably Kim Hyun-jung. Yeah.
The girls.
Well, the girls, I don't know what trailer you saw where it looked like Survivor. The trailer I saw, it was mostly of one particular woman's butt sunbathing on the beach a lot, and it was Ep1.
She's even on the Netflix poster.
Yeah, that's what I
mean.
mean.
The poster cover.
So, in terms of female physiques, I think she would be a contender. Her and then Shin Jeong, perhaps.
Shinjo?
The neuroscientist lady.
Oh, Jeon? Shin Jeon?
That's how bad my pronunciation. Oh my goodness.
Shinjon?
Jeon. Yeah, okay, Jeon. Yeah.
I'm all for An Ye-won. Yeah, the one that you mentioned. Yeah, I'm all for her. I think her body is like the bomb. Like
I think
she has my ideal body. I work out. I tell myself every day after seeing the show, I work out to get her body.
Yeah, well, yeah, good. she had the best derriere on the show.
Yeah, that's why the B-roll is all her body.
And I think when she walked on, when the contestants first arrived, she came wearing like this red dress, and she was at that point, right at the beginning, she was one of the most eye-catching in that red dress.
She stood out, man.
Yeah, she stood out a lot. And there's actually research. It's going boring stuff. I was talking about research. So there is research to show that if you wear red, you stand out more. Like they did this research where there was this woman walking down the street in a brown coat in London, and then repeated the experiment with her wearing a red coat, and it was the amount of attention she received wearing a red coat was like significantly higher. So it's just something about human psychology and stuff. It's quite a dominant color. So when she came out in that red dress, it was quite eye-catching, and she definitely stood out quite a lot.
I think this theory that you just mentioned won't apply during CNY. Because everyone wears red during CNY.
So you don't know where to look. Everyone's like bright red. I mean, Jintae's pretty cool. So, no, I'm kidding.
It's fine. No judgment here.
I think I liked, ultimately, who I liked through the show changed a lot. At the beginning, I liked Soyeon. Is that how you pronounce her name?
Soyeon?
Kang Soyeon. Huh.
Which one? Oh, Kang So-young. Oh,
Kang
yeah.
So-young. She was quite cool at the beginning. She works in the boxing gym, and she was in pretty good shape. But then, as things happened and it looked like things were not going in her favor, then her character changed a lot, and then she was like, became a little.
She lost confidence. I thought halfway she lost confidence. She needs a lot.
Became a bit desperate, I thought.
Yeah.
And then she was like saying, "Hey, look, Sihoon, I liked you all along," and I didn't like that. And if she really liked Sihoon all along, why did she wait so long? As the panel was saying and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, even the panel. I didn't print their names. I'm sorry.
So in terms of dateability, Ye-won, she seemed really funny and cool, and. One of them, Jeon, who I didn't think initially was that anything, too impressive. But the more I saw her in the show, then she turned out to be really nice. And, she's obviously very academic, and she just seemed like a very nice person. So those are the two I thought were the nicest out of the ladies. Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna choose Jeon.
Yeah,
I love Jeon.
Jeon was really
and
really nice.
Ye-won. Oh wow! I think she would make a great girlfriend, and a girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Oh, to hang out with.
Yeah, a great friend. Yeah, and also if I were to date, it would be her as well. But for the guys, it's pretty obvious for me. Like it's Cha Hyun-sung.
Cha Hyun-sung.
Yeah.
The final guy.
Yeah.
The surprise guy. You thought. Okay.
I thought he looks the best.
You think
the
he
whole
was the
vibe?
best?
He was so cool, the bad boy image. But okay, here's the thing: why he's so attractive? Because he has that bad boy image. Like, I'm gonna break your heart. Like, he has the heartbreaker look.
Treat him mean, keep him keen.
But then in the end, throughout the whole series, you realize, he's actually pretty loyal, and he seems really sweet and nice. I don't know. I just thought, okay, he actually seems like a nice person.
Don't know. I mean,
doesn't seem like the type to dump you.
If I was to be friends with any of these guys, just to hang out, then it wouldn't be Moon Si-hoon or Choi Si.
It's too much for me.
Yeah, I mean, what was going on there? He was he lost the plot, and that kind of the way he was behaving is obsessive, possessive, and
it was scary.
It was a bit.
Speaking of that, I don't understand why Jiyeon in the end still like chose him and went with him, because as a girl I'll find it too scary, like to go out with someone like that who's so obsessed with me.
I mean, I think that's the thing. I'm not sure if there's a cultural difference, because in the show they said, oh yeah, when you see a guy trying so hard, it makes you give him another chance.
I couldn't relate at all.
I mean, I couldn't. If in the West, and I think you would agree, even in Singapore perhaps,
creepy vibes.
It's a little bit creepy when someone like doesn't take no and becomes like that and obsessive. It was really weird, and that's why a lot of people like trying to tell him, like kind of get over it kind of thing. You guys, whenever it's like when someone's never together and already they're moping and saying, oh yeah, I got dumped, but you were never together in the first place.
I forgot someone. Sumin. I like Sumin too.
Yeah, she seems sweet. She seems sweet.
And I thought the ending was really sad. It was so it was really sad. I don't know why, what's his name, Choi Si-hoon would do that. Said thank you, and the way he said thank you very much, he literally said thank you very much, and he didn't even like
weird.
Look at her properly. It was really sad.
I think for Jiyeon, when she got emotional and stuff, like she felt pressurized. It felt like she felt pressurized because everyone's saying, why don't you get with together with Si-hoon? He really likes you, but she didn't. And then when they had that final trip to paradise in the hotel, and he was like, I'm sorry, I made you feel so uncomfortable, and she cried. I still felt like she felt forced to be in that situation, even though she felt she was appreciative that he acknowledged the difficult situation he put her in. It doesn't change the fact he put her in that difficult situation. So I still don't think there was a vibe there. And surprisingly, I think she got on well with Jintaek.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I was really rooting for them,
Yeah, I was rooting for Jintaek and Jiyeon. And I think, again, Soyeon
came in and cock block the whole thing.
Who he ended up choosing, she became very kind of like, I don't know, very
aggressive.
Yeah. That's the word I was looking for. She became quite aggressive. But I think in terms of chemistry, the two of them, Jintaek and Jiyeon, they got along pretty well. And I think, I want to mention this is going to be a weird topic, about Jintaek's hair. Because I think it's interesting, because essentially you would think that,
Fun
it's
fact,
Asia.
by the way, I mean, I knew nothing about the show, but then you already knew about Jintaek way before we saw the show.
I saw a TikTok video where someone said, someone was pretending to be the so-called hairy one.
Yeah, he's like, the hairy one, look out for the hairy one. What are you talking about? And then I was like, hairy one?
So who's this hairy guy? And he does have a lot of hair. And, in Asia, it's not that common. So immediately you would think, okay, the hairy guy is not going to get much attention. But that didn't turn out to be the case. They seemed to be, a lot of them found him very charming. So that's why I think the nicest woman in the show was Jiyeon.
Actually,
and she seemed to really like him.
I did like Jintaek at first, until like everything that happened. Like I find him very indecisive. Then I was like, yep, Jintaek is out.
I think Jintaek was indecisive for a reason. I think, on the first episode where they had to write a message to someone they liked, he didn't receive any cards. So because he didn't receive any cards, of course,
he was desperate.
I think there was some desperation. He probably thought maybe no one likes him on the show, so he went to Soyeon, who he had some connection with, and said, look, I really like you. And then they went to the paradise together. But then, of course, when he went to paradise with Jiyeon too, then he probably realized, it's not perhaps as bad as I initially thought. There are other people who are like me, and I think he probably did have a bit of a connection with Jiyeon.
Yeah.
And that's what confused it. And then in the end, he had said things to Soyeon, and then it's not necessarily that he was lying, but at that time it was probably true. But having met other people on the island, which you're supposed to do, I guess, you're supposed to let him mingle and see who you have the best connection with. And then he probably realized, I have to think about it a bit more.
It's quite sad though. I felt very sad for Jiyeon. Like every time they him and Soyeon got close, and Jiyeon looked so sad.
Yeah, she looked really sad. But I want to say one more thing. Talking about body hair again. I actually posted
obsessed with body hair.
This is funny. I actually posted on my Instagram, right? I did a poll: should I shave my chest or not?
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. And most of the people on my Instagram are in Singapore, and the majority said no. Don't shave your body hair. So I was quite surprised that maybe what I thought was wrong all along. That people are a lot more open to body hair and stuff, and hair in general. That especially on men, than I'd initially thought. It comes down to that Sean Connery proverb, you know, Japanese birds. He made that proverb about a bird. It's a Japanese proverb about birds.
Okay, he doesn't remember it now.
I do.
But okay, you do, is it? I was
Don't
gonna
make
put it here.
a nest in empty, barren trees.
Suppose you know what it is about you that fascinates them. It's the hair on your chest. Japanese men all have beautiful bare skin.
Japanese proverbs say, bird never make nest in bare tree.
Did you learn anything about love from the show? This is a dating show.
I think it's what we already know. I mean, we've been married for quite a while now, a decade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Has it been almost a decade?
And I think it still comes down to communication. Communication is key. You can see someone, you could see that their first impressions, you know, a lot of it, of course, the first impression is always what you see. Yeah. But the subsequent impressions, the true impression is when you start to get to know people and that communication. And if you can't communicate clearly, then it's going to be kind of doomed from the get-go. So none of this, tell me how you feel about me with your eyes, Gia.
You know what I learned most from this show?
What?
Timing is very important. Do you realize? Because the last 3 contestants that come in, they're really strong contestants, you know. They actually moved quite a few of their hearts. Like I mentioned earlier, Cha Hyun Song, he tried to date Gia, right? And you can tell that Gia was moved. But then, you know, she didn't choose him in the end because I think it was the timing. Because Hyun Jung swept her off her feet first.
Hyun Seung.
Hyun Jung,
Oh,
this
Hyun
one,
Jung.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, he swept her off her feet first, and because he came later, I just felt like the timing was all wrong because she got to know him first.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think timing is important because if we look at the whole thing with Jintaek, Soyeon, and Jiyeon, because there was definitely a timing thing. If Jintaek and Jiyeon had got at that first date
first
together,
night, right, at Paradise, then
the outcome
things
would
might be
quite
different. Yeah, you're right.
And if I think back to my school days, every time we had a new girl join the school, she became the popular one. It was immediate, like, oh, there's this new person in class, and all the guys would want to get to know them. I'm not sure if like, imagine if it was Gia who came late.
Oh, you think
would it be different?
maybe not?
So I think it could be the strength of the personas, you know, that came late.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
because when you come late, the guys did initially flock to Kim Soo-min to see who she was.
Yeah.
So there is always this kind of shiny new object thing going on when there's something new people do want to see and stuff. I think ultimately they did come late, but I think
they only had 4 days. It's a little bit unfair.
I mean, the whole thing is only a week or whatever. So
9 days, I think.
Yeah, I think they just didn't. They weren't as aggressive as some of the other contestants ultimately. So
Gia wasn't very aggressive.
But she
was more like,
she knew how to play the game. She was playing the game. She was like keeping 3 guys on a leash. That's how it's done.
She was, right?
She's like, "Do you like me? It's too early to say. I haven't made up my mind yet." You know.
Oh, they love to laugh like that. So
It's so polite. Yeah, they're like.
I'm a ha 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 person.
Crass Westerners, blah, and like saliva and spit going everywhere. Yeah.
Do you think there will be a season 2?
Yeah, obviously.
I would love to see a season 2, especially the last 4 candidates that were left on the island.
That they're still on the island after 2 years. Help! Help! We're still here.
I would love to see them find love in season 2.
Yeah, they'll wake up on the island after being drugged like Squid Game.
If you were invited on Instagram via DM as a contestant on the next season of Singles Inferno, would you join it?
I'm not single. I'm married.
Okay,
what's the point?
Let's say hypothetically, this is before we met, before you got married. Before we got married, would you join it?
Before we got married, before I knew you,
before you know me at all. I don't exist.
Yeah, of course. What kind of question is that?
You would?
Yeah, I'd do it. Yeah.
For me, I would think hard about it. I mean, I kind of had opportunities like that. before I met you, and like, you know, when we're dating and stuff, because of what I do as a blogger, so, you know, when you create content online, people do notice you, and sometimes you do get invited to do shows like that. I think I have rejected at every offer because I was afraid of judgment. But I think also because the past dating shows, they usually, I don't know, they make people form some kind of impression, and usually it's not a great one. That's why I'm very impressed by how Singles Inferno managed to make everyone look so good. I mean, after that, you don't judge them at all. You find it very natural. You don't find them trashy. You don't find them slutty.
Yeah, that's true.
You still think that, oh wow, everyone. It just looks like you're watching a real life K-drama. Like it just feels so. It makes you even yearn for that kind of high school romance again.
But the dialogue isn't as good as K-dramas. There's so many times it's like, you know, they keep repeating, like they'll ask the guy, so why did you pick me? And it's like, why did I pick you? It's like, that's why I asked. It's like,
you're talking about Gene Tag, right?
Why do you think I picked you? Like, what kind of conversations? The only one is Cha Hyun Seong, when Jia said, why did you pick me? And he said, we're supposed to pick the person we like. So what do you think?
You see, that's why he's everyone's favorite.
I don't think he'd like me. I think we'd be two alphas, we'd be loggerheads. If I had to be buddies with
I feel like you're like him.
I'm not like him.
By the way, the first time I met Bobby, okay, not the Halloween party. So I met him at a Halloween party, but when I met him, his real face, you were always dressed very flamboyant. He's always in, like, you know, outfits with a lot of patterns, flowers, you know, motifs, you know, that kind of stuff. So you're very flamboyant, and he's very flamboyant as well.
Guess, you know, I've always liked.
You've toned it down a lot. Look at his collar. He's toned it down a lot. Now he's just at the collar.
Last time it was the whole show. If I had to be buddies with any of these guys, Jin Taek, Kim Jong-sik, and Kim Hyun-jung, I can imagine like hanging out with these three. I think Kim Jong-sik and An Ye-won, both of them didn't get enough screen time because they both were like a good laugh.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Actually, she recently released a YouTube video explaining why, because she said that she usually needs to take a long time to get to know someone, so it wasn't natural for her to keep talking about love and dating.
For anyone, isn't it?
So that's why she mostly was. So she was hanging out with Jun-sik a lot, and apparently they weren't talking about dating and, like, you know, hooking up. Nothing like that. They were a lot more talking about more casual stuff, hobbies and stuff. And then I think the Netflix producers cut those off. That's why the screen time weren't that long. But they had chemistry. But yeah, it was unfortunate.
That's how it is. Que sera, sera.
Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for watching our little video podcast, our review of Singles Inferno. So it's now playing on Netflix. I'm not sponsored by Netflix. I just really like the show, and I thought all of you should go watch it too, just for fun. You know, it could be a CNY, you know, entertainment, a nice CNY entertainment, right?
Yeah, it's good laugh.
You know, you can spend your 3 days
quite entertaining
watching it. Yeah,
entertaining and frustrating watching Sehun. Just get a grip, man. Just get with the plot.
Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.
Bye, everyone. Bye.